Hi everyone, welcome back to Lost in My Library. My name is Kate, and today I am letting Doctor Who Monopoly choose my TBR on my board. Namely, it's the corners of my board. I have my board set up over there, so I don't feel like moving it at this moment. The corners have now either add rolls to my TBR, or they subtract rolls from my TBR. If I land on go, it's gain 200, or really, it's going to, they're the good spaces. Go and free parking are the good spaces, so they subtract books from my TBR. So go subtracts 2 rolls from my TBR, even subtracts books if I don't have that many rolls left. To subtract, it subtracts books as well. Free parking only subtracts 1 book from my TBR, 1 roll from my TBR. Now, if I land on just visiting, it's not so bad. Just visiting is not bad. So it adds 1 more roll. So like getting doubles adds a roll. Just visiting also adds a roll. Now, none of these have prompts. They just add or subtract rolls. I don't choose a book or anything. So, the worst space to roll and land on, and the worst space to land on in Monopoly, is go to jail. So, go to jail adds 2 rolls to my TBR. I have done this because my TBR rolls have gotten so insane that I need this buffer to keep it sane and keep me sane. So, nothing else has changed. Graphic novels will still subtract 1 from the rolls. I will add rolls if I don't finish however many books I have set on my TBR. Speaking of which, surprise, something happened and my footage, it's just not there. It's not there anymore, and I don't know what happened. So, last month, you didn't see it, but I've still put myself through it. I had 10 books, 10 rolls on my TBR last month. I managed to read 6. One of them was The Shining. And guess what? I finished this thing. This was the last book I finished in the month of February. I'm not going to get any more finished, okay? I'm giving up, and I'm filming this. I have given up. And after that book, I need something. So, anyways. So, and I read a graphic novel. So, that brought me up to 7 books. I am adding 3 books to my, 3 rolls to my TBR at the moment. So let's talk about the books that and what spaces they landed on. So, first book was a Weeby Booking book discussion. I chose Sadie, and we read that in the month of February. Second book was to read a graphic novel. I read 52 Volume 3. That didn't count towards the subtracting rolls, since that was a book on the rolls. Anyways, I read a different one. Okay. Most recent purchase was Mageborn. And then I hit historical fiction, which I chose All the Light We Cannot See. And then I hit horror, which I read The Shining. I didn't read All the Light We Cannot See, but I read the first 3 books. And then for contemporary, I read Line Tender. I finished that one. And then landed on U.S. setting, so I chose The Immortalist. Did not read that. Mystery, I landed on, I read was supposed to read was Widows of Malabar Hill. Didn't get to that one. Then I landed on fantasy, and I chose Serpent and Dove. And my last roll in the place I will be starting is most recent purchase, and I read Six Merry Little Murders, which is a short story collection, and I finished that one. So, that is 6 books. I am really nervous. I don't have any plans for this month. So, we're just going to roll and go with it. I finally put my own TBR on a different bookshelf on Goodreads. So, anything that asks me to go to my Goodreads shelf, I will have this to go to that I will be referring to, so I can get through my physical TBR a lot faster. So I'm prioritizing my physical TBR at this moment. So we're going to keep anything that I don't own to a minimum. Unless it's Stephen King, and then I'm going to be, okay, if Stephen King comes up, or if I choose to read Stephen King's novel, I will explain the problem I will be having with reading his next published book. So hopefully we'll, read something different than Stephen King. I have several things horror related. Walking Dead. I was just thinking about it. I've never placed Walking Dead. Walking Dead is horror. So that definitely can. And then I think I have a few other. I have ARCs too. So ARCs would be great to get to as well and do reviews for books was sent to me. So let's just stop rambling. First roll here is most recent purchase. Here we go. And we're starting off great. Double sixes. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're adding 2 more because I got doubles. Plus 1. If you can't count, or if you don't understand, that's 10 rolls that are on my TBR at the moment. So, please go, or please free parking. 4 and 1, which is 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A US-based book. For this one, I have chosen Latter-day Cipher by Latane C. Scott. This is set in Utah. It's about a mystery pertaining the Mormon Church. I don't really know much about this. I just picked it up because I thought it was kind of interesting. It's a murder mystery. And this has 360 something pages, so not a huge chunky book. And it's a mystery, so hopefully it will fly through fairly quickly. Considering 10 rolls are on my TBR at the moment. I want to cry. I really, really want to cry. So, maybe I should have tried to finish another book this month. I was halfway through another one from last month, but no, I'm dumb. I'm really dumb, aren't I? Let's just move on to the... Alright, roll number 2. 5 and 3, which is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's a mystery / thriller. Book number 2. I have chosen a book that I heard great things from Jacqueline Wheeler about on YouTube, and that is Never Have I Ever by Jocelyn Jackson. I heard about this from Jacqueline, and then I put it on my Christmas list, and then my mom bought it, and then I totally forgot that I had wanted it. And she is not very big. 337 book pages. Okay. So, in this game, even winning can be deadly. Interesting. So, I'm hoping for this is a quick read. So, I could have put a Sherlock Holmes story, but you know what? I'm going to get to this one. And hopefully this will fly by super easily. Hopefully. Okay, moving on. Next row. Alright, we just need to get around Mr. Go to Jail over there. So, here we go. Roll number 3, 4, and 1, which is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a Weeby booking book discussion. So the first 3 books on my TV are all thrillers. I do not own this one. And it is Here to Stay by Mark Edwards. I don't know anything about this one other than we're discussing it this month. And none of the booking, like the buddy reads, are books I own, or they're books I have read before. So there was 3 of them that I own, but I've read all 3 of them. Harry Potter, Jane Eyre, and Catching Fire. And I'm just not in the mood for rereads at the moment. And probably the second Harry Potter would have been a fast read, but you know what? 3 thrillers. Let's go. 3 thrillers in a row. So, we'll just stick with that and be happy. Okay. Onto our... We're not out of the woods yet, guys. I could roll a double 2. Double ones, which would be the worst possible thing. I just blew on the dice, by the way. It's 5 and 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Graphic novel. Take one good look at this and be like, Caitlin, you have 10 books. Why are you putting this chunky beast of a book on your TBR? Because I'm not. I'm splitting it up by its volumes. Because its volumes are all one big, and they split them up into chapters. So, which makes me very, very happy. So I'm just going to read the first chapter, first volume, which is called Chapter 1, but we're slightly just cheating. Not really. It's called Days Gone By. So I'm only reading the first volume. I have read this entire compendium before, but yeah, he may pop up again because horror is on the board, and I'd rather not read the next Stephen King because he's gonna be a pain to obtain. Just gonna state that. All right, moving on to our fourth row, fifth row, fourth or fifth. Okay. 1 and 5, which is 6. We're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Praise the Lord. We can negate what happened over here. So we're back down to 8 books. All right, let's just keep rolling. Keep rolling. 5 and 2, which is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that is prompts. So this is my prompt jar. It fell over and a bunch of prompts were lost. So I'll have to refill this at some point. Let's just pull This one. What is it? So we got subtract 2 on our thing. Short book. Short book. Praise the sun for, and just to say there's more than one prompt in here. It's not just short prompt. Not just short book. Okay. Let me go looking. I'm going to need a second. The short book for me is under 250 pages, and I have chosen, and then you're going to look at this and be like, Caitlin, this isn't a short book. This is, do you not know how to count? This is 7 books in one. No, 5. 5 books in one, and this is the Wizard of Oz one, and I have my finger. So I'm going to read the first book, and that is The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And that book, and if you also can't tell, the text is also fairly big. It's also fairly big text. And the book comes out to 122 pages in this book. So, it's a shorty. Is Bookopoly being kind? Is Bookopoly being kind? Is Bookopoly being kind? Is she being kind? We'll see. We'll see. So, moving on. Alright, so we need 3 more books. 3. Alright. Make it 4. We're doing 4 books. More books. Okay. Doubles. 1, 2, 3. Pick that up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Unit, which is book titles. Alright, so we did doubles. Alright, so we did doubles, which means we're gonna have 9 books on the TBR. But I'm feeling more optimistic at the moment. Okay. So and we land on unit, which is these are book titles. TBR jar. Okay. I choose this one. Choose this one. What is it? Oh. Okay. Can you see? It's Othello. This is a Shakespeare play. Let me go grab it. And when I say let me go grab it, when I'm talking about any Shakespeare play other than Hamlet, but we didn't get Hamlet. So let me talk about the Norton Shakespeare, which has every single Shakespeare play known to man, and his his poems, a lot of his sonnets as well. And this is just the beginning page of Othello. So, there's sometimes some really, really pretty art. There's nothing. That's just the first play. What I did find is this creepy, weird picture right here. I have read Othello before. I just put every single Shakespeare play that I have in this book. Okay. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Is that supposed to be Iago? Or is that supposed to be Othello? I can't tell. The caption says jealousy. So, possibly Othello? Anyways, it might be Iago too. But I'm thinking it might be Othello. Fun fact about Othello. The main character is a black man. So, Shakespeare was ahead of his time. I'm going to put that out there. Shakespeare was ahead of his time. And he wrote a play where the main title character, Othello, is a black man who marries a white woman. In his day and age, he wrote a play about a black man who's married to a white woman, and they're in love. Like, it's a tragedy, so I don't really have to say much more, but it blows my mind. Like, he wrote this, so, and if you're one of those people, just don't say anything, 'cause I like my Shakespeare. So, Othello is actually a fairly good choice. I liked Othello. It wasn't the worst thing to read. That would probably go to Macbeth. Got some hot tea there. I don't like Macbeth. Okay. We have some chunky books that look like I'm reading a chunky book, but I'm just reading, like, a portion of it. So, this is going to be interesting when I try and hold all these books up. So, we're moving on. Okay. Okay. Roll. Hold on. Sorry. It didn't film. So, we were unmuted. Okay. Here we go. 3 more rolls. 6 and 2, which is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is other country. So other country than the United States. So I have decided to give Agatha Christie and her Poirot novels a second chance. Because a booktuber I really enjoy watching, Dan, really, really likes Poirot. So I'm going to be reading, because somebody mentioned you should probably read the first book in the series and not jump to number 30 something, which was Murder on the Orient Express, which I really, really didn't like, and it still doesn't sit right with me. So I'm going to be reading The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which is the first Hercule Poirot novel. So I'm going to give Poirot one more chance. And if I don't like Poirot, I don't like Poirot, and I'll be donating the rest of my books to the library or somewhere else where people will enjoy them a lot more than me, because I don't know if I can just put myself through another Poirot novel if I don't like this one. So, okay. We're going to give it a shot, guys. I'm giving it a shot. Moving on. Alright, so 2 more rolls. Here we go. 4 and 3, which is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. It's just a graphic novel. For this one, I'm also choosing one that I do not physically own. That is 52, Volume 4, which is the last volume in the 52 story volumes. I'm looking forward to finishing this one. I'm reading on DC Universe, which is something I use quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to finishing this one. I've started it just a little bit. I haven't gotten very far at all in it. So I'm going to be finishing it this month, which is another short book, which is great. Guys, we are winning. Hopefully. I might have just chicked myself. But we have one more row at the moment. And things are looking good. Okay. Last roll, everyone, hopefully. Here we go. 6 and 3, which is 9. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Historical fiction. Something that I probably didn't realize is that Toni Morrison, rest in peace, our beloved, our beloved Toni Morrison, who passed away last year, sadly. I was very, very sad because she has become one of my favorite authors, even though I've only read 2 of her books. And so, her books are technically historical fiction with magical realism in them. And, like, when people say they don't want to give magical realism a chance, it hurts me to my core because I love Toni Morrison, who has a lot of magical realism in her books, and I'm going to choose Beloved by our one and only beloved Toni Morrison. She is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person, author, and there she is. She's a diverse minority. She has done just a lot, and I want to read more of her books. And I want to read Beloved this month. It's going to be the last book of the month. It's a short book. It's not super, super, super long, but ooh, I do want to say, if you are triggered by sexual assault, abortion, just violence against, because this is set during, as is most of her books, when America had slaves. So these are very realistic, really, besides the magical realism parts of the book. And you can even pass those off as not really magical. These are just kind of more psychological things than paranormal, magical realism. But you just have to realize that her books are very, very, very hard-hitting and very, very just really just realistic, I think, to what happened in American history with the slave trade and everything else. So I recommend looking up content warnings for Toni Morrison if you get triggered by a lot of things. Definitely look up content warnings for her books, because I own 2 books of hers. I own this one and A Mercy. I've read A Mercy all the way through. So I'm going to jump into Beloved, which, yeah. Whew, I'm ready, but not really. Because I'm just going to state this. You're never going to be prepared for her books. And she's just an amazing person, and I'm so sad. I want to get her book, her collection of essays and stuff, of her, just talking, and I love, her first book mentioned here is Love. I want to read more of her, and I love Toni Morrison. So, yeah. This one has a foreword by her. So, if you want to take a stab and just read words of wisdom from a wonderful woman who we lost last year, I'm going to start crying because I love Toni Morrison so much. And I can't believe that she has now passed away. Rest in peace, our wonderful, oh my gosh, I'm going to start crying, wonderful woman that was Toni Morrison. So we went through a absolute roller coaster for our books this month. We went through a roller coaster. These, oh my goodness. Let's see if we can get Beloved in there. These are in order, by the way. So, there's Toni Morrison down at the bottom. She really should be on top. There we go. Okay. I had them in order because we're going through what happened. Okay. We're gonna recap. Okay. So, recap. Our first roll was we landed on Just Visiting, which added a roll, and also we had a double. So we were adding 2 books, which brought our total up to 10 books. Our next roll was a U.S. setting, and I chose Latter-day Cipher by Latane C. Scott. And this is set in Utah. Then I rolled a mystery, which was, and I chose Never Have I Ever by Jocelyn Jackson for that one. And then I rolled a Weeby Booking book discussion book, and I chose Here to Stay by Mark Edwards, I believe was his name. So picture here. And then I rolled a graphic novel, so I chose to read Days Gone By, which is just the first volume of this book. Is this the first? Nope, that's just the first page. Okay. So, putting that down there. Okay. Because I ain't got room. Okay. And then we landed on Go, which subtracted 2 books. So we went back down 8 books I only had to read. And then I got Gallifrey Prompt, which was to pick a short book, which I chose The Wizard of Oz, which is the first, or Wonderful Wizard of Oz, which is the first book in the Wizard of Oz novels. And then we rolled a double and landed on Unit, which we got Othello, which is I'm not going to open up to in this chunky boy. And then we landed on Out of Country, and I chose to try The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which is the first Hercule Poirot novel. And then I rolled a graphic novel and chose to read 52 Volume 4, which is to finish out that series. And then I rolled a historical fiction, and I chose Beloved by our beloved Toni Morrison. So, that is the 9 books. Considering we went up to 10 at one point, we subtracted 1 in there. Okay. This is a lot more doable. We have graphic novels. We have short books. We have... This is a lot more doable. A lot more doable. And hopefully, I can read 9 books this month. Do you realize how amazing that will be? Coming back here for April and be like, yo, I read 9 books this month. Let's do this, guys. I feel great. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you've read any of these books, if you love Toni Morrison as much as I do. If you haven't read Toni Morrison, read her, dag nabbit. I will have my wrap up soon, and you will hear all my thoughts about books. You will be very surprised when I start talking about 6 Merry Little Murders, and I was also surprised by that one. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.